Some of you are ready to accept this, but not dating somebody just because they support Donald Trump is not a good reason not to date them.
This is such a dangerous, disingenuous, bad take that I want to respond to it, and I want to do so in a way that has nothing to do with Donald Trump. Forget politicians, right? If your partner supports or believes in something that makes you feel deeply uncomfortable, right, that really rocks you to your core, that's a valid reason to leave. And his justification for why you should stay with somebody that makes you feel this way, which I'll show you in just a second, is arguably the most toxic aspect of this point.
And if you're the type of person that's going to end something with somebody just because they support the candidate that the other half of the country is supporting, what you're essentially saying that your values are is that you are really ideologically rigid, you're incredibly self-righteous in your morals, and you cannot accept influence from somebody who's different from you.
Having rigidity about certain core principles does not make one ideologically rigid as a whole, and it's absolutely ridiculous to argue otherwise. Just to give an extreme example, I consider myself to be staunchly anti-racist, right? It is not a character flaw, nor does it make me ideologically rigid as a whole, because I would refuse to date someone who's a Klans member.
I think that people who are like that don't actually want a partner. What they want is a fantasy. What they want is someone who's going to validate every feeling and belief that they have.
And that's a huge leap to take based on what you said, because people are allowed to have deal breakers. My wife and I disagree about things all the time. I like chunky peanut butter. She doesn't. She likes pineapple on pizza, right? She's an extrovert. I'm an introvert. There's a give and take that can happen with these sorts of disagreements that we have. But some of our core beliefs, and this isn't a shocking statement, right, are reflected in the candidates that we choose to vote for. We both are happier dating someone who's pro-choice, right, who believes in science, who supports education, who supports marriage equality, who's anti-racist. And so if someone says something like they won't date someone who votes for candidate X, it has nothing to do with the politician, right? It has nothing to do with them wanting someone who agrees with them on everything. It has to do with them wanting someone who agrees with them on the most basic aspects of how they view the world. And that's not unreasonable.